I want to make sure that everybody uh, is carried along, and to ensure that we are flowing up. That's very important. Very, very. So for our certificates, those that I have not started taking it serious because the portal, although I'm the one delaying, the portal is ready. I've been so busy to even have a meeting with the backend to. But however, the portal must be ready this week so that those that have paid can submit their solo project, and will be by next week. You will know anybody that has not uh, that has not submit. Nathan, anybody that that has not submitted their solo project and certificate will not be allowed to join the class. So inform other of your cohort about that. I will see make the announcement again so that certificate portal is ready, 100% ready, waiting for deployment. I believe that nobody have Mr. President, we need to resume our project presentation tomorrow. This postponement of project is too much. Let's start it tomorrow. Please, let's finish up so that we can have other projects. There are a lot of projects, a lot. I don't want to start sending projects to do. I have more than 6 projects that you guys are supposed to do, but everything. But uh, so let's everybody um, finish up with their project so that we can start doing other ones. So we are starting uh, data type today. I've done data type, but the data type I've done is just the basic of data type. So pattern data types have a lot, which you are going to be looking at Python data type, and then look at data type numbers and you know some of the uh, uh, conditional statements as well. So I talk about data type, and we're also going to see how we can build a very simple project uh, with data type. The last class, like I said, it's actually a recap. It's actually a recap session. Let me share my screen. Okay. Um, so we continue where we stop. I think that is the back end. This is go. All right. So this is what we actually did the last time. So what I'm going to do is okay, we have not done anything in day 2. So I will copy this and also move it in day 1. Uh, okay. All right. So um, okay, this is the one we are going to be working with. This is the one we are going to be working with. Let me quickly close some of the stuff. All right. And another thing you also need to know is that use the main. whenever you are creating a file, use a main. When you are done coding, you can create a folder and move that code there. So that is how this works. Make sure say the main folder is always there. So I have the 1 and the 2. So today we're going to be looking at the 2. We are really very slow, very slow for this, but we'll try as soon as possible to fast track the whole process. Now I would like to ask, what is data type? And if you recall, when we are doing JavaScript, we discussed about data type and what is data type. And we have data type in Python, sorry, in JavaScript, like 2 or 3 data type, but Python has a lot of data type. So who can tell us what is data type in Python? Can anybody try data type in Python? Who can try? Hello? Hello? Can you guys hear me?
Yes, you can hear
I
you.
can I can hear you.
Okay. All right. Who can try? I want to know. Nobody? Hmm? Okay. Fire down.
Hi, Chief.
Yes.
Data type is the piece of information and the nature of data deployed in the system, whether number, strings, or Boolean.
Okay. Okay. All right. So let's take it there. Let's just take it there. In data type, the way the machine handles data. So every data in the system must have the category they belong, right? Must have the category what they belong. And that will help the computer system handle that particular data differently. It will help the computer system to handle that data what differently. If the computer did not understand the types of a data, there is no way it can process or read or write that particular data. That's why when you see um, picture in the system, you can open it and read the content inside that system. When you have a PDF, the computer handles a data type of PDF and the way you handle the one of a picture is not the same. The same way it goes to Microsoft, right? So there we call them extension. Now we have different types of data type in Python, which we are going to be looking at. We've already did the basic, that the numeric type, right? And if you recall, during our JavaScript, we say we have the primitive data types and the what non-primitive data type, right? So we are going to be looking at uh, different kind of data type in Python. Look at numbers, operation, type conversion, and f-string. So that's our day 2. At the end of this class, we are going to uh, be building an application, right? We are going to be looking at an application. So now, Python data types are classified or categorized in different words, item in different data items. And they also represent the kind of value that tell what operation that the computer can perform. So the kind of operation the computer can perform. Now everything in programming, all the syntax in programming must belong on a particular category and a data type, right? And if you don't know data types, there's no way the system can handle that data type. So the data type of Python, to define a data type, you must have what? A variable, right? You must have a variable. Of course, we're going to be looking at number one, which is we have the numeric data type, sequence data type, Boolean, set, dictionaries, and then and etc. and etc. So we are going to be looking at two uh, type of data types for numbers, which is the integers and the so we have the integers and they also have the floats, right? So let's look at that quickly. So so first thing we need to do is that we go back to our code and we're going to be looking about the type of data type we have. And then so here we say we have the classes. So and we have the numeric data type, and then that numeric data type the numeric data type comes with a type of a number, right? So which are numbers? We have the integers, which is the int. We've done that before. Then we also have the floats, and then the second one we have is the complex. So we are going to be looking at the numeric data type. So these are called numeric what? Data types. So in that numeric data type, it holds numbers or numeric values. So the numeric data type holds what? Numbers or numeric what? Value, which you are going to be looking at how to assign such a data type. So we can say here we have equals to 5 or 4, which is an integer. Here we have 1.5, which is a float. Then the complex number we have 1 plus 2, 3, J, which is a type of a complex number. So these are numeric data type, and we are going to be doing the practical. Then the next one we have here is what we call a data type of a string, right? So a string holds sequence of what? Of characters, like you can know. Of course, we all know a data type of a string, which start with the string data type, which we have just a sequence of what? Character. Of course, the abbreviation is this, having it like what? Like a string. So, and the string come with the semicolon, opening and closing of what? Opening and closing tab of semicolon. So it comes with a column or a semicolon. I don't know what they call it. I think it's semicolon or column also. So it comes with that. and any data type that has a semicolon around it is under the data type of a string. Of course, if you recall, there were time we will be able to convert them. So these are the classes. So we call these the classes, right? Uh, uh, they are classes. So we're going to look about those classes. So the classes are this integer, and then the data type is what numeric. So here is the class. So here is the class of a string. The another data type we're going to be looking at, which I love so much, is top list, tuple, and range. Now, we're going to look about what list, tuple, and range is all about, which is very important. We are moving the bits advanced now. We call them, they are type of what we call sequence, right? Sequence type. So Python is quite very broad. They have a lot of data types. So the next one we are having here is a data type of sequence. So that should be X, U, E, CE. So they have the sequence data type, and those sequence data type have the class of list. So we call the list. The next one we have the tuple. Tuple. Then we have the range. So I can see it here. So we have the range. We are going to be looking at this tuple and the tuple and then the range, right? So let's look at the list. Some call it array in Python, right? So you can say a list look like this. So some call it what? Array in Python. Sorry, in JavaScript, right? So those that are familiar with JavaScript call it array, right? And they will also look at the tuple data type, right? So the tuple data type, which we have something like this. So uh, so we have this curly brackets around this. You have the curly bracket around it. So these are called the tuple. We are going to be looking at the usage of those tuples. But now we are just learning to see how we can categorize those data type to a different data type as well. So the next one we have is what we call the we have data type like the let's see, range. We have range. So this range are more of a round range, like we have the range of this to this. So this is actually a data type that will generate a range of 1 to 5, which we're also going to be looking at as well. Then another data we have is what we call mapping. In JavaScript, they call them um, in JavaScript they call them I think they call them
Object.
objects. Exactly, they call them objects. So in JavaScript they call them objects, but in Python we call them dictionaries, right? So dictionaries. So dictionaries hold data in key and what and value pairs. So dictionary hold data in keys and what a value pair. So which we're also going to be looking at uh their type of dictionaries as well. So it hold them in keys and what in value in value pair. So let's quickly look at the dictionary. Take care. That comes with a what they call it, the
Body bracket.
curly brackets. I think this is an angle bracket. This is the angle bracket or rounded bracket. What's that called? This one. This one is
Square. Which one?
this is
The
the
No,
first one.
parenthesis.
parenthesis here.
Just,
This
yeah, parenthesis.
this parenthesis rather. So this one is called the curly bracket. So that was a mistake earlier. So we can see that, like I told you, it comes with keys and value. So this is the key and this is the value. So we call them mapping. So they're under what? Data type mapping, and they call them dictionaries. So that's majorly what we use in JSON. JSON, and whenever you want to store large data, you don't use list or tuple, right? You use what's they call it, mapping, which is dictionaries. So when, for instance, you are storing data like list of local government or state in Nigeria, right? So they use dictionaries to store them, to store larger data amount, like APIs. When you're working with large data, you are to use the dictionaries. So the list, as you can know, hold a lot of lists, and the tuple. We are going to be seeing the difference with this. Roman will say, why are we having all these data type? Python is actually a like I told you, it's a multi-purpose programming language. It's not just tell you that the particular thing, right? It tell you that different field covers all the whole field. Then we'll have booleans as well, booleans data type. So here we have the booleans, right? So the boolean data type holds a value like either true or false. Are we together? You hold a value like true or what or false. So we can say true. Then we also have false. So these are the data type boolean that we have. Then the last one is called sets. You know, we will say, why are we having all these data types? It's called what? Sets. Of course, set hold a collection of unique items. So the word unique means that there is no duplicate, right? They can have as much as duplicate in list, tuple, and dictionary, but set does not allow what? Duplicate. So you can have them. And set is also similar with what do they call it? It's similar with our brother here, tuple. It's similar with tuple, but for you to assign a set object, sorry, it's similar with dictionary rather, not tuple. So dictionary, but the difference is that the set does not have key values. So you can see this will have key and value, while the set does not have a key and value. So those are the data type we have in Python, and we're going to be seeing how it works. Yeah, we're going to see how it works. You may not understand uh, the how it works now, but when we start using them, putting them into action, you can now understand how this data type function and how we can utilize those data type. So any question before I move ahead in the practical? So we also have other one like I think we also have something to cover in the two, like numbers, operations, types conversion, and the F stream. So we'll try as much as possible to finish up this tonight and then build some few projects regarding that. So any question if I move ahead?
Yes, sir. Good evening, sir.
Yeah, good evening.
Yeah, I can see here that
in the sequence, there's no you didn't include string in the sequence, because I know that in numeric we have integer, float, and complex numbers. Which complex numbers are numbers that has this thing a, or that has alphabets with them together. And then in sequence, I think we have this in string, list, and tuples. But I'm saying that this thing string is separate, and this in sequence will now have list and this thing tuple.
Yes. When it comes to classes of data type, sequence and streams are not the same. They are in different classes. A
Okay,
string
okay.
has
Okay, yeah. I didn't know it was classes that you were talking about. So I thought it was this thing, the data type, because data type that we are discussing about. So that was why.
now look at what I'm doing. So this is the class. They are in the same class. Then this is a type. This is a class. Then here, a sequence. These are the classes. The same thing goes to dictionaries. So each data type have a class where they belong. Each of them have the class where they belong. They may look similar, maybe in the way you are writing them, but they are totally different in action. When you are putting them at work, you will understand the difference. What this one can do, this one cannot do it. What list can do, tuple cannot do. What tuple can do, range cannot do. Right? So of course you know that tuple are not immutable. When you assign a tuple, there is no way you can remove it or reassign it again. We are going to be looking at all these ones, both appending, deleting, and delisting. So we are going to make sure that we cover up all the whole one. So what we are going to be looking at now is numeric data type. We are going to be looking at numeric data type. So when we are done with numeric data type, we move to the streams, the sequence, and the etc. and etc. So any other question again? We have 15 minutes for this class. I think, Mr. President, Mr. President,
Yes, sir. I'll send you the link now. I'll send
please,
you.
okay, send the link now. Let's join. All right, let me okay. So I'm done with this. I will copy this and come to day 2 and then paste this here. Right.
It's like you're not sharing screen, sir.
Okay. Oh, sorry. All right. So those that for JavaScript guys, we're starting next week Friday. They are our 40 days of JavaScript. I'm done with I'm actually preparing the manual, which I'm done. All right. So this. So let's talk about numbers, right? We all know numbers. Numbers are things that we can do. Like I told you, we have the numeric values, and of course, which are the numbers, right? So here in the number, I'll have like s equals to 20, because this is a number, and of course we have y equals to 20.0. Then we also have z equals to this. So right, to verify the type of an object in Python, we use the type what? The type ecosystem. So use the type of the type. So this type is actually a method. So it accepts an object, right? So let's say the type of x, and then let's also say the type of y, and you can also use the type of z. So immediately run this, And of course,
So you're not printing.
yeah, let's run it. Okay, let's print rather. So close this. Right, print. So this should be wrapped on the print, or you can say you can either put it on the print or you assign a variable, right? So let me put it on print. You can either use print or you assign a variable to this man. So you can see here we have a class of what? Of int, right? So a class of int. So we can decide to look at some of the, let's say, you can come here and say s equals to s if x x say type, then wrap it x is equals to can come here and say let's say int, right? Something should happen. Right. So here we are looking at if s is equals to int. So we say you can print yes or print anything at all. So we are using this is an if statement, conditional statement. So you recall that the type of this will give us what? An integer, right? They can also say or, but let's leave it this way. Then if we print this, we are going to have a yes, which is this. Let's use else statement. So if the condition is not met, let's have a what? A else what? Else statement. So can have an else statement. Print no. So let's run it and see. So if you look at what we are having here is no. That means f type. Type of x is equals to this. Okay, this is an integer, right? This is an integer. I'm using how we can convert that. X, the type of x equals to, of course, this that is an int. Okay, let's try something. This is the class. Let's try the class. Okay, so let's say it's a class. This will not still work. This is the type. I feel that the reason why this is not working is because x type, if you print this x, print the x, okay, we're having
Maybe we should comment on that first print type of. So we just go with this if type x is equals to class.
coming.
So I
Okay.
think
Hold on. Okay, just hold on.
we are supposed to use the instance instead.
No, no, no.
Supposed to
Instant
X.
is not the same. It's not the same. Um, mm, mm. Okay, I think I know what to do. Mm, Okay, just so. mm, Okay, see what we are going to do. Think as a point, you can use an instance. Uh, instead of putting this in, instead of putting this in a semicolon, you can use this because I think this is also an kind of an inbuilt. I feel like it's kind of an inbuilt Python, right? Mm, still doubt, but however, let's check. I still doubt. So what we are going to do is,
It's not a function. It's
yeah.
not
So
nothing.
see, what we are going to do is to do this. I think for us to do this, it require to write a kind of a. Okay, we can decide that use what we call an instance, right?
So just remove the brackets on that int. It's not a function.
I know. So let's do something like this. So if the is instance, so let's say if um is instance, mm, so here we have uh, if an instance. So what we are going to do here is to pass in two variables, so the x and the int. So um so yeah, so this can work. So now what we are going to do, what this is checking, like checking the instance. So the instance of x, which is the class, is what is an which is the variable rather, is an integer. I feel that this should work. This instance should work instead of using type.
Hello, sir. Please check the spelling of the instance.
Instance, not instant. Instance is instance. So let's check that out and then we'll print. All right, that should return something for us. Let me comment on this. Okay, should print x. All right, let's say yes. So that is working now. Yes. So what actually happened here is that the type objects, when you wrap this on the type object, it definitely will not work. It only works in JavaScript. But if you use an instant of x, then passing the integer. Now, which means the instant of x here is what is an integer. So if you also decide to use like string and a passing type of string, of course, what you are going to also have is that this is not what is string. This is not a string, and then when you run it, you can have no. So that's another way of checking if a particular object is the same. It has a class, either a string or an integer. You can do the same thing with y here. Of course, you know that the type of y is float. You can see here we have no. Then you can come here and put float. So this is just like another way of dealing with where you can convert a particular type. How you can check a particular type to another type. So if that the instant of that, then it should print yes or no. The other thing also going to do is that we is that who is that? Please mute that person. So another thing also we are going to do is a conversion type. How we can convert from a particular type to another type, right? So it's also very important. Let's say you want to do like something you actually want to do, like say for instance, if we are having let's say we're having something like this, let's say her name goes to Houston. So if you are having something like this, x plus 20, I think we've done this conversion before, right? Plus 20 minus this, then let's assign a variable, let's call it car, right? So in a situation where let's print this out and see. So I'm showing you how you can do your conversion. We've done this conversion the last class. The last class we did the conversion. So now when you look at this, what we are having here is 40 minus 5x. So now if you notice what is happening here, right? It only carried out a calculation between x plus 20. X is 20, right? Then what you're doing here is a 20 minus this. So it automatically see this man as a string, right? The calculation didn't go through because this man, this 5j here is not an integer. It's not an integer. The same way if you call the name here, and you notice that when you call the name, we're having an error. It's not supported. So this other one, what happened here is that this man is concatenated. Immediately you call this man, it add minus instead of bringing in this, because it can, if you want to do any calculation, it can either be integer and float. An integer and float. Now, if you come here and decide to concatenate, let me remove the name here and say 50. Remember, this is a number, right? And then when it concatenates here, we're also having an error. The type is not supported. Having the fact that this is also 50, and they're telling you what type is not supported. If you try to print it, of course, you are going to have an error. Unsupported append types x plus int. So that means you are calculating integer and the string together. So in this situation, this is where conversion types comes in, where you can be able to convert a particular type of an object to another object. So this is where the conversion comes in. Very, very important. So when you find yourself in this situation, the best thing to do is to do what? Is to convert that object. So what we are going to do here is that we call in the type. Then wrap this inside the type. We call in the class. the class name. So look at the class here. If we want to convert to integer, we use the class which is called what? The int, right? The int, wrap this inside the int, and then we can move on and do the calculation. So if you run this, you can see we have what? We have 90. This man was converted to what? To an integer. So that is how we can convert a particular object to another what? Another object. So you can also do vice versa. Let's say we have let's decrease this thing to like 2, and then here we have skyline, right? So you can come here and say print so here I say name has about 2. So I can x, right? So here I'll come here and add x in his account balance, right? Now if you let's come here and you add concatenation, then let's come here and add concatenation. You concatenate, you also come here to concatenate as well. So after you've done concatenating, if you do you add comma here, nothing is going to work. So when you concatenate and then try to run this, you are going to have what we call if we look at the error here, they said they have value error, invalid letter for an int with the base 10 skyline. So what it's trying to tell you that you are combining a number which is an integer to a string, which is not going to work. Definitely not going to happen. So what you are going to do in this way, can either convert this man to a string by calling what a string, wrap it inside a string, and then convert this man to a string. And then if we do this, we are good to go. So you come here and reload. Let me delete this. So let's look at this very well. Okay, let's run it again. Okay, so we are having well, we're having this. Let me comment on this and know where the error is coming from. Let me also comment on this and know where the error is coming from. So run this. So you can see that we have skyline has about so we need to put space here. Let's click and then run it again. So you notice that skyline has about 200. So in his account balance. So this is how you can convert a particular string from another type, from one type to another. So that's how to do it. So let's also do the similar thing with complex and then a float as well. So if you want to, let's say you have let's call this account balance. So in that account balance, you have 34.99, right? 2, 3, 4, 5. So okay. Now if you check this is actually what's it called? This is actually a float with the type. Can know that this is a float. So here I want to convert this to an integer. Then we say account with the variable, then we assign it account balance. We call the account balance plus then y, then print the account balance. So create the account. All right. So let's run this. Now, when you run it, notice this is what we are having, right? So we can decide to convert this to an integer, or you convert this other one to an integer, and let's see what's going to happen if you are still going to get the same result. So you notice that immediately you convert it to an integer, it round this one to 44 and then remove all these 0, 0, 0 you are seeing. So that's how you can also write the type. Then of course we all know that this is an integer. So this is a way you can convert. Sometimes when you are building an app and some account balance will be long this way, so just round it. You can either use round or use convert to an integer. You can convert it to an integer, then you now round it up to a closest decimal point. So let's say, so basically that is how you can convert from one number to another. So any question regarding the number before we move to another data type? Any question? Okay. There's no question. Let's fire down to another data type. So another data we are going to be looking at in our list is we're going to be looking at stream. I think we've done stream already, so there's no need to be going into stream. We've done like stream several times, but however, I'm going to also do another pattern of stream conversion. So I'm going to be doing a stream conversion so that we can also use that to learn as well. So which is stream formatting, which I've not done before. So this is a bit of expanding our stream. So let's quickly do stream formatting, or you can call it stream formatting or call it street conversion. Now, what is stream conversion? F-stream. So F-stream is what we call formatted stream illiterate. So we call it this way, the F-stream. So you have it formatted this way, which is the word, the F-stream. And the F-stream was actually introduced in Python 3. It's actually produced in Python 3. So it's actually a way of enabling or having an expression inside a curly bracket, right? So let's do something. I want to do something. Now, if you go up here, you notice what we've done here, right? So let me copy this man now and come here. So we are going to use F-stream. Now, we are going to reformat this code by using what? The F-stream. So let's come to this F-stream here, and then let's format this man using the word, the F-stream. So as the name implies, the F-stream uses curly brackets and also a prefix of F, not capital letter, small letter of F. So let's say I come here, then let me remove, let's print. Then here I have F, right? F-stream, then put equals to. So inside this equals to, I'm going to either have a variable. So if you can look at now, here we have what? A variable, right? So what I'm going to do here is to call the curly bracket, open and close the curly bracket, and then pass in the name here. Then here now I will say name has about, then I call the curly bracket again, right? Then put X, then about X in his account balance, right? So now we look at this code now and this code. Which of them is more simpler? The two code, which of them is more easier and which of them is more simpler? Okay, are you guys there?
Yes, sir. The second one.
Okay,
The
good.
second one.
F-stream.
Now the F
I
stream
think the
is
second one is
used,
more simple.
is actually used to format this code. So henceforth, I'm going to be using S-stream. So if you see me using S-stream, don't be confused. So that's what S-stream is used for. Let me print it out. And of course, you notice that we did not convert anything to stream. Do you see it? We did not convert any of the object to stream. So we also have similar thing here. Where is that? Okay. So we notice that we did not convert any of this to stream. So that is how you can use F-stream, which we are going to be using henceforth. So whenever we are also using it, F-stream. You can also use F-stream to do what we call a calculation. So combine numbers and streams together. It automatically converts that number. Automatically converts that number for you. So the next thing we are going to be looking at in agenda is think that should be so let's look at next one here is tuple and list. I'm not going to go into this in depth. I will just do a quick a brief explanation on the tuple and also this thing. So let me move ahead on talking about lists, right? So the list, as you are aware, are used to store multiple values in a single variable, right? So they use them to store multiple value in a single variable. And if you want to write a list, like you are aware, if you want to write a list, what you need to do is to call the angle the square brackets, right? So let's say we want to write a list here, a list of students. We have a variable student underscore cohort, right? Then we assign this to a list. So now if I assign it to a list, this is automatically becomes a what? A list, even though it's empty. So let's print the type of the student cohort. Sorry, let me print the type. Going to comment on this. Comment on this. Comment on this. So let's run that. And then when you look at here, you see that it's actually a class of what? Of a list, right? Remember what I told you guys earlier. I said that the lists are used to store what? Multiple item in what? In a variable. So it's used to store multiple item in a variable. Of course, the list can also be accessed using what? The indexation, right? Like I told you, it's almost similar with array in JavaScript. Where you want to assign them, they are in ordered list, right? So you can also lists are also changeable. lists allow multiple duplicates, right? So let's quickly do this. Lists are ordered. Now lists have ordered, and ordered of list cannot be changed, right? So let's say number one list, they are ordered. So it has they are ordered. Then one changeable. So at least the list is changeable. That means that we can change, add and remove what, and remove list. They are immutable, of course. The immutable means that we can also use them, change them anytime, and then we can change them anytime, any day that you want. So they also allow duplicates, and that's one of the list. It allow you to use duplicates. So these are basic things you need to know about list. You can add list, you can remove list, and of course you can also check the length of a list using duplicates. So let's quickly assign something on our list. So the list of cohorts, I have a cohort. Ben, help me call the code that we have. Code what?
11.
15.
Okay. Code 15. Code 11. Code 12. Code 13. So then let's try to print this out and see what's going to happen.
You have code 13 twice.
Yes, I know.
Okay.
So let's also do code 15 here. So remember I told you that list allow what, duplicate. Now immediately you run it, you will notice that each of the lists allow what, duplicate, right? Each of the lists allow duplicate, and it's allowed duplicate. And so what we're also going to do is that the list, now you can change lists, which means you can add, remove, delete, right? And do anything you want to do with them. You can also check the length of the list. You put lnc. Unlike JavaScript, you know that Python is very simple. Instead of writing the whole length, you just use what, len, right? Len, to check the length. So of that, which is very simple. You can see that we have the word. The length of this object is actually 6, right? And then we also going to look at something like the type, which I've already seen the type and the classes of list. So we also have what we call list construction. So the list constructor is also used to convert an object to a list, right? So so whenever I want to convert an object to a list, you use this one, what we call the list, right? And the list constructor to convert it to a list. So let's say I have something like this. Let me show you. I have something like this. I have like results. Then let's say I have this, which is a tuple. $200. 300, 400, 500, 600. So if you print this is actually a tuple, then results, print the results. So make sure that you add comma. So immediately you scroll down, you see the results that we have here, right? And let's check the type also. Then you see that we have a type of tuple, right? But when we learn about tuple, then what we are going to do here is very simple. In this tuple, we can convert this to a list. Let's say results 2 equals to, I call the list construction, right? So you can list constructor and then we put the results, right? So this list constructor, what it does is that it will now convert this man to a list. So let's print the result 2. Then let's see, we compare both. So you can see that the result 2, okay.
You are printing results, not result 2.
Okay, sorry. So print result 2. So if you notice that the result 2 is now what? In a list, right? And then you will be able to convert this from being a tuple to a what? To a list. So we're going to be looking at the difference between tuple and a list. This class is a very long one. We'll try as much as possible to finish it up by next class. But now let me focus majorly on the list. We'll come about tuple. So what the reason why I'm showing you this means that you can convert this list to a tuple. You can also convert to a tuple to what? To a list. So let's focus majorly on the list. All right. So another thing we are going to also be looking at now is let's move into the advance of what? Of list. So let's move to advance of list. So we can add list, remove list, and then play around with a lot of things that we need to play around with. Okay. So next we are going to do is to go into the list, move into list in depth on the list. So right. Let's go, guys. And we've done that. The next thing we are going to do is that, like I told you, the lists are ordered, right? So lists are ordered. What I mean by ordered, now they maintain order of the element. So let's do something here. We put something like, and then let me remove this. All right. Then another one, that lists are what? Immutable. That means the item can change after it has been assigned. I want you to understand all these things I'm talking about. The list allow duplicate, they are immutable, and like I said, the immutable means that they can be changed if item has been assigned. We'll check that if that is possible in tuple, right? So to access element in the list, we are using what we call what? The index, right? So the index of every element start with what? With 0. So let's call something like the index. So who can tell us the index numbering of this as a list? The same way it goes to JavaScript. Those that do JavaScript, same way it also happen in Python. Who can tell us the interpretation of accessing a list? Yeah?
I think from 0, authorized 5, 0 to 5.
Good. From 0 to what? To 5. So you can use 0 to 5 to what? So we can use the index numbers to what? To access a list. So let's say we want to access the first element and the third element, right? The first and the third element. So let's say I want to access the first and the third element. So what I'm going to do here is, let me comment on all this. So what I'm going to do here is very simple. I use print. So in that print, I'm going to call the student cohort, right? And then put in a list. So if I want to access the first, access the first and last element, right? So to access the first element, I'll put what 0. To access the last element, what I need to do is to call student cohort and then access. We have the last one there is should be 1 2
5.
3 4 0 1 2 3 4 5. So we put in the 5. So if you run this, you notice that we have cohort what? Cohort 15. Cohort 15 and cohort. So let's just say this one should be cohort 14. So run it again. Then we'll have the code 14 and code what 15. Now, another thing also we are going to do, another thing we're also going to do here is that if we also try here to put like 100 and then you run that, you notice that we have what list index out of range. So when you have error like list index out of range, it means that the error that the index does not exist. So we are going to learn how to add item in our Python list. So who can tell us how to do that? So what we need to do, we want to add items here on our so here we want to add an item, right? Who can tell us? Add item in our list. So to add item in our list, we use what we call append, right? We use what we call what? Append. So what I'm going to do is that I come here and call the student dot what. So when I click dot, you notice that we have a lot of methods here, right? We have a lot of methods that we are going to use. We have you have sort, reverse, remove, pop, insert, index, extend, copy, clear, and append. So we're going to look at an append. Append is used to add what element on the list. So what code should I add now?
Code 30 or 31.
17.
Code what? So good. Let's say cohort 30. Now when you do this code 30 and then you come here to comment on all this also, but probably before then, above here, let's print it out. Print the student cohort. So I'm adding another cohort in the list of the code that I have already. So this is how it works in every programming language. So you want to add the cohort now. So what I'm going to do is that we already have existing cohort and we want to add additional cohort. So let's print the cohort that we have and then see what's going to happen. So if you look at this cohort, we have so here we have, let me say, old cohort. Here is my old cohort. Okay, right? So you can see here is my my old cohort. So from the old cohort, you can see we added cohort 30. Why the old cohort ends with cohort 15? I seen it here. So we use append to add a new cohort in our list. Very, very important. Now, another thing we also need to do is we can change item of a list by assigning them in a new variable using the equals to operation. So we want to assign let's say we want to assign a particular index, assign using the index. So we also change, like I want to change this index now. Like I want to change this cohort and replace it. I don't want to remove that cohort, but I want to change the cohort to another cohort, right? So what I'm going to do is that I'll come here, I call the student dot, so you don't need that. So when you call the student, you call the index, the request, this one we want to assign to a particular one index. So this index, I want to change the cohort 11 to cohort 18, say 0 and 1. So here I can put 1, then put equals to, then cohort 18. So what happened here means that I am changing this particular man by referencing it through the indentation number, then I assign it code 18. So let me print it out now. Student, right? So now when you come here, you notice that we have the cohort 18. So the next one on our list is to remove item in a list, right? So here will be, we change item in a list, right? Then another thing we are going to do is that we want to remove item in our we want to remove a cohort, right? We want to remove a cohort. So what we are going to do is very simple. To remove a cohort, we use the cohort dot remove. Now this cohort dot remove will pass in the cohort that we want to remove. Let's say I want to remove a particular cohort like cohort 18, right? So if we remove it and we come here to print again, are you guys following up at all? Hello?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. So we want to remove
We
from
did,
here.
we did.
We'll come here and then so let's clear this and so that we can track the error. So we're having an error here. Said remove student cohorts value.list.remove x, not in list. So it says, which is line 71.
Cohort 18 has a space.
71.
You need to put space there.
Cohort 18 has a space.
Okay, space. So we need to correct that. So now, when you run that again and print this again, you notice that no longer have a cohort 18. Let me comment on all this and then clear this down. So you notice that no longer have cohort 18 on our list. So we already done checking the length. Another thing also that we are going to do is that we can look, I'll get you some of the other methods, which I'm not going to teach here. So you go through those methods, then I'll give you a task that you are going to do, right? So now let's do the last one before we attend to question and responses. So okay, now what we are going to do next is to loop into this list. Now, if you look at this list, right, you agree with me that these lists are not organized, right? This is not how they look. Let's say, for instance, come to a platform like Amazon, a platform like Amazon, and then you are looking at the list of all the whole products in Amazon. So we are going to clean our list. So everything you are seeing here are lists. Are you getting me? Everything are what? They are lists. Everything you are seeing here, they use this particular list. They use this particular list. So we want to filter this list to make sure that it's clean, right? So what we are going to do, we'll loop into this list, right? So what we are going to do here is very simple. Let me comment on all this. So all right, then let me quickly loop on this list to make sure that. So we want to loop in all this list. So Python has what we call for loop, right? Which we are not started now. So for loop, we are going to use it to loop into our list. So what I'm going to do here is to use I can say for, right? So for is what you use to loop, right? For I can decide to say X in cohorts. Now, what this man is trying to say, let me just use pass. So pass means that if you don't want the cohort to do for, I think this I is it existing code. Okay. Now, what we assume for here, you say for this I in student. Now, this I here is an empty variable. It cannot, it may be anything at all, right? But you are using it to loop into those cohorts. So I can say for cohort, I can say for each cohort, so that you can understand more. For each cohort in cohorts. So what I'm doing here, that I'm looping here for each of these cohorts and then print the cohort. So if you come here and print each cohort, so this will print each cohort for you, each individual cohort. So look at what is happening here, right? This is what is happening here. Exactly. So if I look at it, this is what is happening here. So this is how you can loop. So this man is what we are looping at. Remember, you can't go outside this man. If you come here and print this, each cohort, and then see what's going to happen. Of course, comment on this, just use pass, delete, and then come here. Where is it? So if you notice that it is not really giving you anything at all, right? It is not giving you anything at all. Now, the one of the assignment I'm going to do, Mr. President, are you there? Are you there? Presido?
So it is printing cohort 30.
Yeah?
It prints cohort 30.
For where? No, this one is it doesn't print. This one is, I think this one is here. Is the president there? Yeah?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So take this assignment. So one assignment is that they are going to create a list and turn this list to a global variable where they can print it outside the so they will get list of all the cohorts and look into it. They get list of about 5 or 7 cohorts or 4 cohorts and look into it. When they look into it, they should append not inside this function, outside this function, and append more cohorts on this. So that will give them more cohorts. Then secondly, the second assignment is going to be 3. Assignment is going to be 3 on this list ecosystem. Because I'm done with lists, we move into hold on, I'm opening my assignment book. Okay. Oh my gosh. All right. So number 1 assignment is that one I explained earlier. Then the second assignment is now they should write a program that converts a string to an integer and check if the number is even number. Should I repeat?
Yes, sir.
They should write a function program that converts a string to an integer and check if the number is an even number. Is even number. And I repeat, convert a string to an integer and check if the number is even. Now, that is and that one is
Assignment 2.
that one is 3, and that one is that
Assignment 2. That's assignment 2, right?
yes. Now number 3 is write a program that takes a string, convert a string to a Boolean value by checking against a set of strings that represent true. So it should print true or false. So write a program that takes a string, convert it to a Boolean value. So you need to convert it to a Boolean value by checking against a set of strings that represent true and print the result. So now write the assignment 4. Write a Python program that converts a list to a set. Remember, I told you a set does not accommodate duplicates. To write a program that converts a list of objects to a set. That means whenever a user type an input, so they need to type. When they type an input, is to check if that input already exists on the list and remove the duplicate. Then it should send you a message that the list exists and then the duplicate have been removed. It now asks you to type again. So it can only allow you when you have typed an object that is not exist. Say you have a number from 1 to 100 and somebody type 50. So 50 already exists. It should tell you that like 50 exists. Then it should remove that number immediately. It should add the number, then remove it from the duplicate. From that 50. Let's say you have number 1 to 50 and somebody type 50. So remove that 50 from that list and then update the list again. When somebody type another number, remove it and then update the list again. When somebody type another number to remove it and then update the list again. So that is assignment. Assignment, what is that?
4.
Number 4.
Number 4. Um, okay. Assignment 5. Now, that assignment 5, write a program that calculates tax of a particular purchase. Write a program that convert that calculate tax of a particular purchase. Let's say somebody come to the app, they ask him to write to. You are required to put like 4 products before the input will stop working. So if you put them input, they will record the second. When you get to 4, it will now calculate all the items and then give you the total numbers of that item. So a task calculating application. That is it. Task calculating application. I'm dropping the video now.